Hey Collective, and welcome back to Altruistic channel. It's Al. Today's video is going to be about dreaming. I had done a video yesterday about the topic, but I wanted to actually talk about imagination a little bit further with something a little bit more awe-inspiring and a really famous moment that a really great pioneering man captured in a speech where he said, "I had a dream." And the reason I wanted to focus on that today is I wanted to know if anyone out there would be as interested as I would in hearing what that speech inspires of individuals around the world. Wouldn't that be an amazing opportunity for us as a new leadership or as the next wave of innovators to truly hear the voice of the people in a way that's uplifting? And the "I had a dream" speech caught my attention because it's one of those things where it changed the world. And I wonder how much we could do in our time here on Earth, however long that might be, to actually change the world if we first heard the optimism and hope from the people and share that with the world in a way that allows them to see that we have a lot to look forward to. Things aren't over yet. We still have so much living to do, and though we're living in adversity and we have all these obstacles that we either are putting there through our imagination in the negative way or that are actually present in our lives. And so I thought that that would be an interesting challenge for anyone who sees this. One of the great things about my life is that sometimes when you are put upon, or that you have extra challenges that make you the stronger soul, that makes you a soldier in God's army, you really don't have any other option but to dream really big. And it's actually kind of funny, right before I came on to do this one, I was distracted by, I guess it was Medea's Vanity Fair shoot, and y'all know I have a thing for Medea, so I was laughing hysterically, and I remember thinking specifically about Tyler Perry, obviously, in that moment, because of the fact that he had a dream, and it reminded me of what creators are about. It's about the ability to see through the darkness to the best possible outcome for a human being, for a soul. And the best way to do that sometimes is to truly face your fears and go through them. And I just was remembering, as I was watching, he was recapping, for y'all that haven't seen the video yet, he was recapping all of the series. I have a thing for the Medea Boo special, the two that they've done. I'm a big horror fan because it makes you face your fears, so you can imagine how much fun I was. Anyway, bygones, I'm getting off topic, and I don't edit, so I'm going to leave it in. But it made me think of the vision and the dream that he had, and it actually helps me every day remember my dream and my vision and what I'm here to do, because people that are here, I call them change agents. People who are here gifted by God, who are in His favor, if you will, God, Allah, whoever you believe in, have a special gift, which is they have a lot of negative baggage in the past. And it was because of that that they dared to outdo anyone else's dream. They did things that are impossible to do. And y'all know how I'm big on the impossible. I make everything probable. And so I remember as I was laughing hysterically how much that must make the divine laugh. Because Medea is just a brilliant piece of innovation that really brings a lot of joy to the world, and what better way to uplift humanity. It's kind of the things that, one of the reasons I like Ellen DeGeneres so much is because every now and then in my magic feed, I'll get an Ellen DeGeneres thing, and I think the most recent one was the 5-second rule with Andy. I don't know these people, but I'm going to just say something. That where he would kiss his wife on the forehead after riding her. Oh my God. I haven't laughed that hard in a while. And so I wanted to focus our attention on stuff like that. You know, I know that I have my own interests and I'm doing my own thing here and trying to get this uplifting show that deals with topics like this. But what better way to engage the world, to really see if there's any momentum behind this thinking that I have about truly making the world a better place than to actually focus our attention on the "I had a dream" speech. If you, as an American citizen or world citizen, I say American citizen because y'all know I'm in America, I live in America, and if you had the opportunity to share with the world what your vision was for humanity, what would your "I had a dream" speech be? Would you focus it on the materialistic world, or would you extend the horizons of Earth and past the materialistic 3D world and extend to a higher perspective like the divine universes? And would you speak to a manner in which you bring people together? Would you talk about unity? Would you talk about ending slavery? Would you talk about eradicating homophobia, bringing women's rights? Does your dream involve ending the homeless plight? Is your vision ending hypocrisy or corruption? Is it getting rid of child molesters in churches? Is it speaking to the truth and transparency? Is your platform, if you will, your dream, does it include a platform that helps others? Or is it something that's very vested in you? Are you still in a state where you can't see beyond your own shadow because what has been created around you, or what you're allowed to believe in and what you can accomplish, has been so closed off that you haven't been able to reach through that to see the light? And I wondered, especially with the show, with the Turquoise Leadership thing that I have such a passion for, especially with this legacy building show that deals with this topic, I wondered how much effort it would take to showcase the dreams. I had a dream speeches of the everyday American, and I wonder how many philanthropic billionaires or millionaires would be interested in surprising those individuals with either tutelage or mentorship or extending an olive branch in order to make those dreams come true. Because that's one of my things, one of my big projects that I want to do, but it's a separate project. And one of the things that I really want to invest my time in it is helping people realize their own vision, but making them work for it. Because I haven't had anything handed to me, so I'm one of those firm believers that when you get something handed to you, not for nothing, because nepotism, I say it's okay, but sometimes when you hand somebody something that hasn't worked for it, they don't appreciate as long as they should, or they take things for granted. Like, no matter how blessed I am, I spend my day observing nature and thanking the great architect for the beauty that I see life through. And so for me, it's a different experience from a different perspective. And so I honor that experience in myself, and knowing that for me, whatever project however this comes to fruition, because there's a bunch of different little things that I'm doing, not little, they're major missions, but one of the ventures that is down the road after this first thing kicks off is going to be about how we reach the impossible underdog who never has an opportunity to do what they want to do. How do we reach them, and how would we know? And I think this I had a dream concept is the way to go. I wonder if anybody out there, especially at the Turquoise Leadership, would be interested in partnering with me on this and doing something really fantastic, where all we tell them is that we want to know what your dream is. We, the leadership of tomorrow, want to know what the vision is for humanity, and we want to involve them, like we're doing with the show, in what it is that they truly, really want to do with the world. And then partner with people that are willing to give back, and they're willing to invest in making those dreams come true. One of the greatest charities I absolutely love is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm not going to get into the whole thing about the taxes and all that stuff, but what I'm going to say, sorry, I told y'all I'm very transparent. I always talk about both sides of everything, but I'm not sure how that's going. But I will say that one of the great things, sorry, my nose started itching, the divine, when I think of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, one of the greatest joys that it brings me is the fact that it brings joy to someone who is in a very serious situation. It gives them light and hope towards the end there when they're going home. And I just wondered, well, why do we wait till the very end? Why do we wait for something tragic to happen? Why not endorse the human experience and help the soul? Why don't we help each other's souls accomplish what it is that they dream of? We have no problem partnering with each other to tear people down. That's what special interest is, to make sure that people can't rise above it, and that, hypocrisy and corruption outlasts humanity. That's kind of one of the back ends that's going on, right? But what if we, as a leadership, invested our time in bringing people up? There's that song by Tim McGraw, who I adore, also from Louisiana. One of these days I'm going to do a list of all of us that came from Louisiana, but for now, let's just say that he has that song, Humble and Kind, and towards the end of the song, he says, and don't forget to turn around and help the person behind you. And I thought, yes, that's what I want to do with my life. That is my passion. I want to help everybody that wants to help themselves and is willing to work for it, but willing to mentor them, show them how to do things. Like you guys have seen, this has not been the easiest of paths, but it's mine. And whatever happens in my life is earned. And I think that that's a wonderful, great example to exemplify what it is to truly rise at this time above the chaos. Is to not speak to it already having gotten there, but to show what it took to get there and all the failures and all of the things that I tried. I did the books, and I think the books are incredible. It's just ahead of its time. Let's face it. I'm very Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci in that endeavor. I do tend to write for the future, and so sometimes I might need to bring it back a little bit. But then I did the website. They didn't go well, but I did it again. I kept getting better and better and better. And now when I look at my own stuff, I used to have this thing about not being able to see myself because I was looking at it from like an actor standpoint, or like somehow like not in myself. But now that I'm in my own power and I see the truth of myself in glory, like I see myself and I go, hey, I really like that conversation. I really like that show idea. I really like that. I like it. And I just imagine what it would be like to do that for someone else. To literally do a program, but it doesn't have to be this program because I have several different projects that I have already ready. But what I'm saying is that what if a group of us not only led the people and showed that transparency and discussed the topics, but then also used our clout, if you will, our gifts from God to help God reach those people that are the next up and coming, the people that are legacies that the divine has chosen, because we know who they are. People who have that spark of life, what people used to refer to as only actors, that it quality. You don't need that. Like in business, there are motivational speakers or tarot readers or astrologers or scientists that we all see that we go, that is an interesting person. Why not help them reach that next level? It builds an even greater legacy for humanity. Isn't that what we're here to do at Turquoise Leadership? Isn't that the mission of all humanity, is to help the next person? Isn't that why we're moving towards a collective consciousness? Isn't that the purpose of uniting our planet? Is to help each other rise above it, to help each other not only see the light, but then be the light themselves. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be a fascinating topic point for this week to speak on? And I wonder if anybody out there would be interested in that. And it's not fishing, because I know that fishing is fishing. I'm not fishing per se. I'm asking you all a question. What is your dream? If you could write an inspirational speech, if you knew that you were going to speak to a gazillion people, well, let's bring it down a little bit closer to Earth. Let's say 10 million people that you're on TV for some reason. And you have to give a speech about what your dream and your vision is for humanity. What would you say? Would you be willing to be vulnerable and transparent and make mistakes, but would you speak your truth? Would you let your soul be funneled through your vessel and speak to the grandness of the great architect's idea for you? Would you be willing to speak it and have it come true? Would you have the balls for it? Because there's a lot of us, seriously, there's a lot of us who get stuck in this, I don't think I'm allowed to have this. It's out of my reach. No, it's not. God, or the divine, let's call it the divine, bring the world together. Or I'm going to call him the grand architect, or her the grand architect, just to bring it together. The grand architect designed the school for you to advance and to learn and to actually become able to make your own decisions. But that doesn't mean that you can't find your soul tribe, if you can't call out for people that think like you or act like you and that have your morals or ethics and want to help humanity. And those are the people that we should be gravitating to. That's the leadership that I'm looking at for the other show. So what if there was also a connection to actually then taking the next batch, the next wave of people, and bringing them up with us? And for a minute I was like, do I share this because people always say, oh well, don't share too much because it's yours, people might take the idea wrong. Then you're not living for the divine, you're not living for the great architect. That's not how this works. There's karma. One of these days, Mr. Chopra, please talk to people about karma. Karma has its own energetic signature, and people's voices, now that we're at this phase in our life, has a special echo that goes with it. So, let's say that someone takes an idea, for me as an example, just to release some of you guys from the fear thing. When you are creative and you have your own energy signature, a way you speak, the ideas that are reflective of you, everyone will see it. Everyone will be able to understand that that's an Al idea. That's an Oprah idea. That's a Tyler Perry idea. Because it's specific, it's divinely guided through your vessel. So Don't worry about that part. Because I'm finding that a lot of the greatest fear that we have is the competitive nature to monopolization of ideas. And I think I don't work for that. I work for the divine. And the divine wants these to materialize. This isn't just about me. I mean, yes, it would be nice if things balanced out always in the right way. But if I get the ball rolling and someone runs with it that has the means and can do it now when we need it so desperately, then well, how can I take offense by that? I created it. I created it into life and someone did it. What, am I going to be mad that I accomplished the divine's idea? That I got it done? Of course not. We have to start working together sorry, my hair is flipping. It's cute hair. I got some good hair, but it's distracting me. But wouldn't that be a great investment opportunity for us all? And the idea of me being afraid to share these ideas just became ridiculous to me this morning, because it's just like, it would take forever for me to try, and it's going to happen. It's inevitable. But why stop what God wants in order to take credit for it? That's not a divine being, in my opinion. That's not who I am. I don't have to have the credit for things to be there. It has my signature on it energetically. But the point isn't even that. It was meant to happen. All ideas in our universe are given to us by something grander, something greater than we are. Sometimes people say that there's no such thing as a new idea. It's just energy that's funneled down, and whoever has the means and the opportunity to accomplish it at the time can get it. Well, who are we to stop progress? Who are we as leaders, as turquoise leaders at that? Aren't most of you all wealthy? Aren't most of you people already... Not you people, sorry, this is kind of rude. Aren't most of you at the turquoise leadership that might come across this, aren't you already financially well off? Are you trying to buy the world? No. We're trying to help the world. So I decided that instead of hoarding all this information, because I got list and list of what the divine has handed me, why be greedy? Why not be gracious? Why not speak it and start the ball rolling? If you have a dream out there, then this is the time to actually put it into effect. Do and I had a dream speech and post it on your YouTube channel or whatever channel you have, and see if anything comes of it. In order to succeed in this world, you must be willing to open yourself up to whatever happens. And you can't get the universe to just hand you stuff if you don't try. So instead of me just focusing on me, I thought, I have an impossible dream that I will accomplish because I'm me. Tyler Perry had an incredible dream and he accomplished because he's he. You have an incredible dream or an impossible dream, and you will accomplish it because you're you. So instead of worrying about how things materialize or how things will work out best for you, why not remember, if you are a divine being, a true spiritual leader, then why don't you lead by sharing with the people opportunities for all of us to grow and to prosper? I think that's the future. I think that's what I'm here to do. And that's why these shows are so important to me. But that doesn't mean that your dreams aren't equally as important. I'm a divine being. I work for God, what I call God, for the great architect. And I think the best thing that we can do is honor each other's dreams and help each other accomplish them, because then everyone gets a fair share. And what happens to those who actually help that is they get even bigger legacies. It's a win-win-win situation for everybody. I just wanted to share that today because I'm just very inspired by brilliance. And as you guys know, I have, a list of people that I really appreciate. Like, I was listening to Eminem earlier today, who I think is brilliant. And who's the guy? The guy from Initiation over on Gaia, he's brilliant. I like brilliant minds who are innovators and who are game changers. And so I realized, even though I might not have done exactly what I want to do over here, it doesn't mean that the divine doesn't want us all to succeed. And I thought that's a great message for today. That's it for me, guys. You guys have a great day. That's it for Altruistic Channels. Bye.